true challenge of creation lies not in the engineering, but rather in the ability to control one's progeny. The Antarans understood this axiom well, understood that it applies to the individual organism, as well as the body politic. First, analyze the problem. Devise a solution that allows for manageability. Assemble the elements that comprise the whole. Combine them, allowing reactions to occur. Observe the reactions and identify the cancerous elements. The elements that perform counter to the intended result. The ones that gnaw away at the new creation. And once identified, the rogue elements can be dealt with. Cast out. Eliminated. Thus, the new creation can thrive and grow. Evolve towards its intended purpose. The Antarans now face the challenge of control. Control is not a simple thing. It requires vigilance, discipline, and sometimes intervention. For when the new creation becomes strong enough, independent enough, it can veer from its intended destiny to forge its own. For only when control is firmly and finally established,
Disturbances in the Earth's orbit have caused massive plate movements. Astrogeologists fear that in the next few months, gravitational forces will tear apart Gaia's crust, unleashing a flood of molten lava from her core. This will mean the end of all life.
Powerful beings fought a desperate civil war across the galaxy. The noble Arnor and the evil Dreadlords fought to within inches of final victory for the Dreadlords. And then suddenly, they vanished. Their departure opened the door to the younger civilizations to make their way into the galaxy, but their progress was slow, for their ability to move great distances was limited by the Stargates. The Stargates could only send ships between any two of them. The rise of the youngest race, humanity, on Earth in the 22nd century led to a discovery that would shatter the interstellar balance: hyperdrive. With this technology, ships could travel great distances on their own. Now, the younger races have found themselves in a race to explore, expand, colonize, and ultimately conquer the galaxy. But as they will soon learn, there are far worse things in the universe.
Hello, sisters and brothers. With today's big victory, we have secured a rich supply of raw materials for our cause. Now that our mineral stocks have been replenished, we will be able to greatly speed up the construction of our evacuation ship. Peace and happiness to all. Our army has won again. We have beaten the enemy at his own game. Now we've secured new sources of raw material to help us accelerate completion of our evacuation ship, which we have now rechristened the Starship. We hope and pray that this will not be our last victory.
Welcome to Earth in the year 2150. Witness the death throes of a once mighty planet, ravaged by endless war and mindless destruction.
Meanwhile, on the moon, the Lunar Corporation is working on a secret weapons system. With this technology, we can assure our triumph in the climactic battle to come.
Early today, the first space shuttle blasted off from the Cosmodrome loaded with construction materials for the evacuation base. This epic event also means a huge step forward for mankind and the UCS. Soon, we shall begin the greatest construction project of all time, proving yet again that the UCS are invincible.
Enter your passcode.
Attention citizens of the United Civilized States. This is a recent message direct from the battlefield. Another glorious victory has been achieved by our troops. This latest triumph brings us ever closer to fulfilling our desired objective. After this latest crushing defeat, the enemy's desperation grows, and he could be lying in ambush anywhere. Golan has ordered you to remain on guard at all times.
Today, we all share the anguish of our sister soldiers after the latest setback. Through no fault of their own, they were defeated while fighting for new mineral-rich territories. Sadly, this loss will delay the completion of our starship. But don't despair. Right will always prevail over might in the long run.
Alpha Niner, calling Science Station Hermes. Alpha Niner, this is Science Station Hermes, repeat 555. Roger, Hermes, all cleared. Sector Gamma Delta 4, request clearance for landing. That's Roger, Alpha Niner. You are cleared for landing. Switch to station control. Switching to station control, synced and locked. Alpha Niner, be advised Zulu Command once you're ready for debriefing. Roger, Control.
Sir, reading an Terran battlecruiser in Sector 7. Alert status. Clear weapon interlocks. Alert Zulu Command to our situation.
Alpha Niner, scramble. Roger, Control.
Moving into attack position, beginning my run now.
Sir, we lost Alpha 9. Divert full power to shields. Scramble already cracked. Shields down to 80%, sir. Stay on those shields. I need full power. Shields down to 60%. 50% and dropping. Launch emergency distress beacon now.
Space. Timeless. Ancient. Mankind is not alone. A planet burns, its resources spent. For one race, the great spawning begins anew, scattering faint pulses of life to the interstellar winds, in the hope that one of its kind might survive the darkness, to find the shores of one more peaceful and unsuspecting world. The chances of survival slim. Radavi, the Alliance's proudest achievement. A colony founded on this planet to feed a starving Earth. A tranquil, isolated world. Here, beneath Radavi's oceans, bountiful riches await their harvest.
Decompression ended.
Increase the nutrient level to 0.8.
Scientists, military and civilian personnel, all working together to make Radavi their new home.
Take the weapons recharger to the laboratory, please. No problem.
Sir! Looks like another meteor.
Put it on screen.
It will miss the colony, sir. It does not pose threat.
Play it by the book. Place this on general alert.
Just a little earlier today, the first space shuttle blasted off, carrying materials destined for our space dock. Once there, they will be used to build our evacuation ship and save our race from the terrible disaster looming ahead. Construction will start in 26 hours as soon as the shuttle has reached orbit. The Celestial Council asks you all to please do your part in the struggle ahead. If we all pull together, sisters, we shall surely triumph. I am happy to report more good news from those hard workers at the Ixchel Research Center. It looks as though our newest weapon, the electro-cannon, is ready for action. We've tested this weapon on several types of enemy vehicles, and the results show that it's unusually effective. The first models will go into mass production very soon. If we keep up this pace, we surely cannot fail. Attention, sisters. Here is the latest from the construction site. We are so pleased to announce that the ship's hull is now complete. Everything has gone just the way we planned. As soon as our raw material supplies have been replenished, we can start with the construction of the interior sections. Let me assure all of you that our corporation is doing its utmost to get this project finished and save us from the impending catastrophe. If we stay focused on our goals, we shall surely be successful.
We created these data cells to protect those secrets until someone arose who was wise enough to use them well. But the Antaran sought our knowledge to ensure their domination. Fearing for our destruction, we entrusted the cells to some of the younger races, the Mershan, Illyrians, Alkari, Bulrathi, and Darloks. They gravely entered the compact to hide the cells, and the Antarans hunted for them with single-minded intensity, going so far as to attempt to recreate the secrets we had hidden. They failed, instead unleashing a living cataclysm that nearly destroyed them. The few surviving Antarans made a last terrible breakthrough and identified our appointed guardians. Those races paid the ultimate price. But even in death, they would not yield our secrets to the enemy. You now have the knowledge they sought, the knowledge that will transform your race. You have mastered the power of Orion.
The warming trend over the last 2 months has led to a melting of the polar ice caps. Ocean levels have risen dramatically and huge areas are flooded. Scientists believe it will take about 3 months until total meltdown of the polar caps. The daytime temperature will reach 80 degrees, and tonight's temperature will drop to 50 due to a light breeze.
Unforeseen movements of the Earth's tectonic plates are having a disastrous effect on the planet's climate. Tons of volcanic ash thrown into the atmosphere have blocked out the sun, causing temperatures to fall and unleashing winds of an intensity never seen before. Our climate has been warming dangerously for 2 months. The situation has led to a melting of the polar ice caps. Water levels have risen in our oceans. Entire land areas have flooded. Our scientists predict it will take only 3 months before the polar caps have melted completely. Today's high will be 80 degrees. Tonight's low will be 50. Today will go down in the annals of history as Victory Day. Eurasian dynasty forces continue to march from one triumph to the next. Our foes are no better than dogs. They will resort to any desperate measure to hinder us in our quest for final victory.
During our visit to the Ixchel Research Center, we had the pleasure of watching the final test runs of a new weapon, the sound wave cannon. Our colleagues ran several tests against enemy vehicles, and we have no doubts at all. The sound wave cannon works wonders. They also informed us that field tests will be carried out shortly, deployment to follow immediately thereafter.
Our climate has been warming dangerously for 2 months. The situation has led to a melting of the polar ice caps. Water levels have risen in our oceans. Entire land areas have flooded. Our scientists predict it will take only 3 months before the polar caps have melted completely. Today's high will be 80 degrees. Tonight's low will be 50.
Our recent visit to the orbital station was ever so rewarding. The evacuation ship is being built very swiftly. Our sisters at the site were kind enough to let us observe installation of the rear interior sections. Apparently, our workers are sparing no effort to finish the ship on time. Our astronomers have come to the frightening conclusion that the wars raging down on Earth have made her orbit unstable. In just a few years, Gaia will die in agony. The Celestial Council has spoken. Build an evacuation ship to get our colony to safety on the planet Mars. We will bring the needed material into orbit, and there we will start building our ship. We have been able to film the next phase of the evacuation ship's construction. The project leaders have assured us that we need not worry. Work is going ahead as planned. Here we see the installation of the forward interior sections. We shall continue to keep you informed as construction develops, so please stay tuned.
The next 24 hours will see heavy cloud buildup. Daytime temperatures will reach 50 below, dropping to 90 below tonight. There will be a light southerly breeze, and a depression from the east will bring thunderstorms and snow.